This is what I deal with.
All right, well.
Welcome to the show.
Yes,
Yeah,
I
hey,
literally.
we're here.
Welcome to the Shenanigans
Oh,
podcast. We
man.
started a little early, as you can see. We're having a ball over here making fun of me and my dumbass. I almost clicked start streaming. You almost got us on Twitch, but joke's on you. I caught it in time. But
Well,
welcome
you are on
in.
Twitch.
I caught it in time, so we're not on Twitch. Now you
know.
got to come to the YouTube. Then you can go find the Twitch for when we do that later.
All
But
the links in the description. We'll get there.
yeah, we'll get to there at some point. Welcome in. You see an extra face and a familiar face tonight. We got my main man
Well,
Murph
that's actually the right direction.
right over
yeah,
here.
that's right.
We got Clow, co-host Clow, the Scottish
Hey there.
Nightmare.
Hello. How are you?
Welcome into episode 6 of the Shenanigans podcast. Chris,
Thank you for
it's been a
having me.
while. No, hey, welcome in. Sorry, we got two Chris's. We're gonna have to clarify how this is gonna work.
You just call me Clow.
I'm gonna call you
Everybody
Clow.
calls
That's
me
what I'm
Clow
gonna do. I'm gonna
anyway,
do
so.
Clow. That's what we're gonna go with. But Chris, how was your week, Bubba? Your 2 weeks, Bubba? It's been a while.
Oh man, it has been a while.
You be a little
it
sicky,
was a little
sicky
rough.
boy.
Oh, dude, everybody's getting sick. We had a pet get sick. Had to monitor that all week. And I got sick. Then everybody else in the house gets sick. It's just, I'm still recovering. If you can't tell from my voice, I will be drinking lots of electrolytes and water tonight. I'll talk as much as I can, but if I start to like stumble and cut out, then I'll I'll do what I can. But yeah, so still recovering from that. It was a really bad head cold or something along those lines. Yeah, it hit me. You know those times where you get like a tickle in the back of your throat at night, and you're and then you like down some NyQuil, and you're like, all right, I got ahead of it, and then you wake up in the morning.
Hopefully, I'm not feeling a tickle in my throat in the middle of the night. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, well, I mean, yeah.
Hey, to each their
Live long,
own.
you never
To
know.
each their own. But I can't
Exactly.
say I can't say I've ever felt that.
Well, anyway, so you down some NyQuil. Jesus, Tommy.
I told you I
So
was
down
gonna
some
be
NyQuil
a
and try and get ahead of
loose
it.
cannon. Sorry, I had to do it. It was too easy. Hey, all right, sorry.
Okay,
Continue.
So yeah, so you down some NyQuil, and then all of a sudden you wake up and you feel like you got hit with a truck, or by a truck, not with a truck. 'Cause- well, I mean, either way.
Either or.
Yeah, exactly. Either way, a truck hits you. But yeah, so coming down from that, I had to take a day off of work, but it is what it
Hey,
is.
gotta get better.
We got sick time. Exactly.
Yep, that's why you get sick
but
time.
Yep. Props to you for holding it down last week. You for what I remember of the episode, because I did listen to it. Your team at bowling was fucking beasting it.
Yeah, we're
out of
still
nowhere,
still
it
first
seems.
place, still kicking ass. Don't worry about that.
Right on.
There you go.
Nice, man. That's
We
awesome.
took another 24 out of 32 points this week.
Solid.
I won all 3 of my matches, so I pulled my weight.
There you go.
We're bowling pretty well, and I'm getting better every week. It's been a long time, so that's all I can ask is bowl
Been a
over my
while.
average every week, and I'll take it.
There you go. That's all you can
We
do.
did bowl probably the best team in the league. I think everybody on that team averages between a 185 and a 200.
Wow.
So they are very good bowlers, so our handicap definitely helped. But we did beat them scratch the first game. So I'm cool with that. We took every point, and we won every game without the handicap.
There you go.
So I'm like, hey, that was
Nice.
like, if we could just have 1 to 2 of these every single week where we take all the points, no way we're not winning money this year. That's all I'm saying.
There you go.
Top
Way to
3.
do it.
We're going for top 3, and we're going to be happy. I think top 3 is payout, so.
Hell yeah, dude. Oh yeah. So as you're drinking your loose cannon there.
Yes. We'll get
that
to that.
reminds
We'll
me-
get to
so-
that.
Oh, well, there. All right.
Yeah, we'll get to that later.
Sounds
Oh, no.
good.
Oh, I mean, were we going to, did you have, I forgot we were mentioning this before. But yes. So, loose cannon, that is the drink of the week. Loose cannon
I was gonna
IPA.
say you already brought it up, so yeah.
I did, but I didn't really get into, like, the point of why we... That wasn't the whole point of it. It's a free promo. Here you go. Go buy their beer. Where's the camera? There you go. Go buy the beer. Go buy the beer. Free promo. Free promo to our 15 subscribers or whatever it is. But hey, we love all 15 of you. You're the
Oh, yeah,
best.
dude.
And you never know. By the time this airs, you may have more than 15. You may have 17.
It is on. I think it's the perfect amount of hops, by the way. Great beer from Maryland, where Mr. Clow is from. Baltimore man. We will be picking on the Ravens game, as that's probably going to be the best game of the week. Not that you watch football, but Baltimore.
Full caps.
That's fair. But hey, it's a Baltimore team. I said we got to make sure we pick that one. Had to make it, give you something to root for. But anyway, this is Chris Clow, the Scottish Nightmare, RPW Coastal Champion. Welcome to the podcast, sir. Welcome to the shenanigans. I've held that belt. I've held that belt.
You have.
That's my friend, and he's the real Coastal Champion.
Yes, sir.
But welcome in. Let everybody know who you are. Give everybody your story. Tell us what's going on with you. Geez. Tell us about Real Pro Wrestling.
Gotcha. So my story begins one fall afternoon in 1983, and no, I'm kidding.
I was like, oh, okay. Let me
right. No, so I've been wrestling.
I'm gonna hit the pen real quick.
There you go.
This guy.
I've been wrestling since about 2002. It's when my brother and I broke in to a wrestling school in Baltimore called Bonebreakers Pro Wrestling Training Center, right there in Arbutus/Baltimore, Maryland. My brother went on to do great things. You may know him as James Ellsworth, former WWE superstar and Carmella's manager. Also, technically the winner of the first women's Money in the Bank ladder match, because he did go up there and get the briefcase. He just gently tossed it to Carmella to kind of help her out, even though she didn't need it.
So, I actually think you do know who he is, Chris.
James Ellsworth? Of course I do.
No, yes. God damn it, this is gonna be a fucking riot. Oh, man. We better get so many fucking clips out of this episode. But his brother has a very famous gimmick. He had no chin. That was the whole gimmick.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
So
any man with two hands stands a fighting chance.
So,
nice.
I'm gonna pull up a picture while you keep talking, and then we'll see if he actually knows him. But I think he would know him.
Yeah, I like to tell people I got the chin, he got the contract. So, but you know, yeah, like we, made towns all up and down the northeast side of the states. Brooklyn and Maryland, of course. That's where we started, and then Delaware, Pennsylvania, Virginia. Oh, we found our funny wrestling story to kick this off. So we're wrestling. We double booked ourselves on accident, and this is in like 2004 or 5, maybe, I think. So well before MapQuest, MySpace was still hot. You know what I mean? And what have you, those kind of times. We're printing out MapQuest directions.
Yeah, oh yeah, I remember those. That's how I went to all my concerts as a kid. No, we went to MapQuest and we printed them shits out. Only reason I'm glad I lived in a small little state, because I could not imagine doing that in fucking Florida. I could not imagine. Could not imagine.
Nope. Keep in mind, we've been to this other show in Pennsylvania many times. It's on top of a mountain called Blue Ridge Summit. Pennsylvania is where it was. Literally on top of a mountain in a VFW in a teeny tiny, everybody knows everybody town. It was really cool for the location and everything. But like I said, we've been there tons of times. But this time, for some reason, we just got lost. So we're following our MapQuest directions. We turn off somewhere. I don't know where it is. And one of the things I remember seeing is this giant-ass tractor trailer on a billboard. Not like a tractor trailer picture, an actual tractor trailer on top of the billboard.
Oh, shit.
So like,
oh, Jesus.
Like this is a billboard, and the tractor trailer is here on top of it, and then whatever it's saying is here. Yeah. And I was like, that's weird, you know, and then...
That's not supposed to be there.
Right? It's dark, so I can't see what they're trying to put over, you know, what have you, and advertise, so... The guy calls us. He's like, "Hey, where are you guys at?" And we're like, "We're still on the way. We have no idea where we are there." And I kid you not, true story. He calls us again and like, "Hey, are you guys close?" We're like, "We think so. What mile marker are you at?" And we haven't seen one in forever. He's like, "Okay, well, what's around you? Do you see a sign?" I'm like, "Yeah, there's one coming up." He's like, "Well, what does it say?" And as we get closer, we go, "Welcome to Ohio?" And he's like, "Are you kidding me?" I'm like, "I don't think so. We were in Pennsylvania and somehow we made it to Ohio." And then without missing a beat, I went, without missing a beat, I went, Chucky, I don't think we're gonna make the show. And he started laughing, and Ellsworth is dying in the passenger seat, cracking his ass off laughing. And we pull over. It turns out we're actually not too terribly far off the way, thank God. So we spun around.
Okay.
We actually made it to the show in time, and I called him like, hey, if you put us on Main, we can make it. He's like, are you sure? I'm like, we're still in gear from the previous show. We don't have to change or anything like that. We make it to the show. We call, hey, we just entered the town. We're coming up the mountain. We'll be there in 5 minutes. And they're like, cool, semi-main's on now. They had them go a little bit longer. We get out of the car. We're dumping the water on our heads and stuff to get us all sweaty and what have you.
Get all shiny.
And at that point, we're like, oh, they're here. We walk in the door to the locker room and our music just hits. We're like, hey, guys, how are you? Be right back. We'll see you in a minute. We got to go wrestle. Literally went through the curtains, had the match, and then came back. And we're like, that was an adventure. That's one of my favorite stories from back in the day, and that's kind of what it was like back then. You got in a car, you had MapQuest, or if you knew or didn't know where you were going, and you just make towns. That was just one of the things. I had another group that I rode with. We called ourselves the Eastern Shore Curse, the ESC for short, which is every now and then, if you look not on my gear, but sometimes on my wrist tape up here or somewhere, you'll see ESC. That's kind of like a throwback to that, and we called ourselves that was because Bonebreakers had a training center in Baltimore, and then they opened up another branch on the Eastern Shore. So when Bonebreakers closed, the Eastern Shore branch still remained open, and those guys there were trained by the Briscoes, which was fucking awesome. And then we got to go up there and work with the Briscoes a bit as well, which was super
cool.
fun.
That's awesome.
And then they closed down, so we all, we had that bond, so we just started jumping in cars and making towns and going to these different shows. MCW closed down back then, and then like 3 or 4 other feds that we would work at would end up closing a month or a couple months afterwards. So we're like, oh, it's the curse. We're cursed. We're closing feds left and right. So we, as a joke, we were like the Eastern Shore Curse. But yeah, like it was fun. I get off work on Friday. I worked at a golf course back then. So I get off work on Friday, throw my gear bag in my bag when I got home, drive to the local Denny's in Annapolis because they were open 24/7, and they were cool with me leaving my truck in our cars. They're like, hey, park it in the back. We're not responsible. We're like, we get it. We just don't want to get towed.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
So, and it was fun. We jumped in Keith's car, and we would just sardines, man. Like, sometimes it was enough for everybody. Sometimes we're sitting and laying on top of each other just to save on gas. And we had a bonus with Keith was he worked at a hotel, so if we were making a couple towns and weren't able to make it back, he got deals on hotels, and with all of us pitching in on the deals, it cost us like $5 a person.
So dumb cheap.
We were guaranteed at least 2 beds, and we always had a rule that Keith got a bed because one, he was driving into it was his hookup, and then we would always do rock paper scissors or something stupid for the second one. And if there was ever only one bed, sometimes we'd all pile in the same one, or we'd go get cots, or we'd sleep on the floor, and it was so fun. Like, looking back, it was a blast, and we went all over the place with that, man. And yeah, those are some good times that I hold dear. And so with MCW, they ended up relaunching themselves after a good while. When they closed, we all went to MEWF to wrestle there, Mid-Eastern Wrestling Federation. They were still in Maryland. They were just kind of like on the other side of Baltimore. Wrestled with them a bit. That's where I met a bunch of my best friends there. Alex Lunar, who I was just at Halloween Horror Nights every year. DJ, he's there too. Mama Lunar. Like, I still keep, they're best friends. They're like family to me, and we constantly keep in contact. And I go see him at least once a year, guaranteed, at HHN. We spend the week together. But I'm getting sidetracked.
I feel like that's the same kind of thing as a band we would do back when I was in my band. It was the same thing. Except you're only doing with 5 people or 6, or 4 or 5, or however many people. Us, it was 4.
Yeah.
But it was the same exact idea. We never really had shows that weren't driving distance because, like, it was Connecticut. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Hour and a half. You could drive across the whole state in like an hour and a half. Like, it doesn't take that long.
until you hit Waterbury on 84, then it becomes 3 hours because that traffic.
No, but I'm just saying, I've gone basically every concert I've ever been to in Connecticut, no more than an hour and 15 minutes. From where I grew up, at least. Yeah. Because we were right in the middle. So that was the different thing. We were right in the middle. That worked out best for us.
Oh, for sure.
But it was the same idea. You know what I mean? Like, there'd be sometimes, like, I'd ride with somebody if, like, they had to come through where I was. Hey, I'll split the gas money. Let's just fucking share a car. You're going to have to come past my house anyway. You know what I mean? To go back to your place. We'll just split the gas money and just drop me off. And we would do that shit all the time, all the fucking time. Our gear was too big for, like, one person to take everybody. Like, nobody had a van, sadly. Like, if we just had a van, it would have been way easier, but it's the same idea. I get it. Like, those were some of the best times of my life, just going out and playing a fucking show. Like,
yeah, just having fun. You're able to escape that everyday life and what have you. And the times and things you have on the road is what's more fun than the show a majority of the times, you know? Because you're talking, like, with music and stuff like that with your band. I'm sure you're talking music and stuff like that. With wrestling, we're talking matches. We're talking what happened, Raw, SmackDown, what have you, pay-per-view. We're talking, hey, remember when I worked this guy? Or, hey, whatever happened to this guy? You're like, oh, yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah, ours was more like, oh, bro, I went and saw this band, or, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That kind of stuff. But same idea, yeah. Oh, this band just came out with a new album. I don't know if you saw it. And then now the rest of us are listening to it for 2 weeks because it's the greatest thing we've heard in the last month.
Right?
We can't listen to things for longer than a month, but we love them for that month that we listen to them.
Exactly. You're locked in for that month.
There is a new album I actually do need to check out. Have you heard, either of you guys listen to Between the Buried and Me?
No, I haven't heard of them.
Oh, can't play them. We'll get demonetized. Not that we get monetized, but don't want a copyright strike.
You'll end up getting demonetized if you get monetized.
Correct. But anyway, nonetheless, they are, in my opinion, the heavy metal rush of my generation.
Oh.
Like, way heavier than, like, their early stuff was it was just brutal. Fucking, I call it tech metal because it's just, the musicianship is out of this world. How they play, what they play, I don't understand how their fingers and everything does what it does. And I play the instruments and I still don't understand what they're doing.
They got spiders for fingers.
It's wild to just, and like, they had an album called Colors. I will always say I will probably die saying that's my favorite album, single album of all time is Colors from Between the Buried and Me. Whole thing is basically a through composed album. If you listen from front to back, there is no skip in between each song.
Really?
Each song literally blends into the next song.
That's wild.
And every song gets longer really cool as you go through the album. So by the end of the album, the last song is like 18 fucking minutes.
Jeez.
Damn.
And it's literally one of it's a masterpiece in my opinion. Because it's so easy to listen to. You don't realize like how long the songs are. It's just it's telling a story. It really does just tell a story, and the way that it seamlessly works, I don't understand how they did that. But I've listened to that album front to back hundreds of times, and it blows my mind what that band can do. And
that's amazing. That's real cool.
Yeah. Then they have other albums where like you'll hear every inspiration from like speed metal to like country to like 60s jazz to like everything else all over the spectrum. I hear them use the span of influence and ability of this band is out of this world. So I'm just gonna say go listen to them because I can't play anything for you guys. But needless to say, go listen to them. Go check out the new album. I don't even know what it's called. I just saw it on Spotify. There was a new album out. And I didn't actually go listen to it yet. I think it's Blue something. I'm not going to lie. I think that's what it is. Between the Buried and Me. Oh. The Blue Nowhere. I knew there was a blue in there. The Blue Nowhere is the new album.
Nice.
Next week I'll give you an update on the next episode, so that gives you a reason to come watch episode 7. But anyway, back to the wrestling. That's where we were. we wandered off and went and did whatever. That
happens.
We went on an
That's
adventure, just
the
like a road trip.
shenanigans you get over here. You get those things.
Went on a side quest, that's all.
Nonetheless, if you can't tell, up in the top right of your screen there, RPW Stand Up and Fight 5 this Friday, September 26th. When this drops, it'll be tomorrow. Nonetheless, so if you're in the Southwest Florida area, you're gonna want to be there. Oh, that's the wrong hand. Over there. Oh, no, I don't know. Over there, whatever. You know where it is.
Wait, is it a button? Nope.
Other hand. There you go. Boom. There we go. We got it.
There you are.
We got it right there.
But nonetheless, Stand Up and Fight 5. This man will be there. Who you wrestling? What's going on? I know it's a big charity event. I do plan on being there. Give us the rundown. Right, let us know what's going on.
Yeah, for sure. Right now, no fucking idea who I'm working. I have no clue.
Fair, that's fair.
Which I think is kind of awesome because I'll either find out tomorrow or at the show. You know, and that makes it more fun. I think, you know what I mean, as opposed to being in advanced. And I trust the guys there. They're not going to put me with somebody that isn't experienced or anything like that, or you know what I mean. But yeah, Stand Up and Fight 5. This is Real Pro's annual show that benefits the National Suicide Awareness, well, not the hotline, but suicide prevention is what it goes for. All the funds go there. We all work for free. No, you know, none of the boys there are getting paid. We donated all our paydays to go to the funds. I'm sorry, to go to that fundraiser. We're all bringing stuff to be auctioned off. Or not auctioned, but like raffled off.
Okay.
Some of it's our personal stuff, like our stuff, or some is just things that we have. I've seen some signed figures. I've seen some signed 8x10s. I think there was a couple signed DVDs as well. I plan on bringing some 8x10s that I've got stashed away, not of me, but of names to help with the raffle, and a couple
from your, I'm guessing from
your,
as well. Yeah, I was saying from your monthly box. Yeah, I remember you were getting those for a while.
Yep, still getting them.
Nice.
Just got one the other day. Yep, just got one the other day that came with Eric Rowan's autograph, which was surprising.
Oh, that's sick. Okay.
But it was still pretty cool to see that, and I popped mainly because he's wearing an L-Storm shirt. That popped me the biggest. But they do this annually. It's their 5th one. It's for a great cause, you know. Anything that we can do to bring awareness to that not being the answer, and that help is out there, and that you're not a weak person for getting help, or you're not looked down upon for reaching out and getting help. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely.
Anything to just bring awareness to reach out. And fun story about one of these, to sidetrack. A little inside baseball for you. I am the person that if somebody needs something done that's going to generate a lot of heat, they call on me. One, they know I'll do it, and two, I don't really care. You know what I mean? So if people hate me, they're gonna hate me.
Yeah.
I'm in the twilight of my career. You know what I mean? One of these shows, we were talking in the back, and he's probably gonna hate me for this, or maybe not. I don't know. But Zach was like, "Hey, I need you to do me a favor." I'm like, "All right, what's up?" He goes, "I need you to get heat." And I'm like, "Well, that's easy."
That's not a favor. You know? I'm just gonna walk out there.
Exactly. It's like as soon as they hear the bagpipes, it's boo. You know, it's great. There's people at that last show that for the anniversary show that they haven't heard the entrance or the beginning where it's the Michael Jordan theme, and then I have the Revs screaming "Nightmare" from Avenged Sevenfold before it gets into the bagpipes. But as soon as the bagpipes hit, I heard some guy in the crowd go, "Oh no, not this guy! I hate him! He's still here!" And as soon as we were dying in the back.
I fucking love it.
We were dying laughing in the back. Everybody was. They're like, "That's for you." I'm like, "That guy must hate me." You know, it was funny. Like he popped that guy in the crowd popped the locker room without even knowing it. We were dying laughing. But yeah, so I think it was the 3rd one maybe. We were at the hotel, and Zach's like, "I need you to ridicule me for, you know, making an attempt." And I'm like, "Okay." My first question, what can't I say? You know what I mean? Like I'm down to do anything. It's a show.
Just give me a line to where, let me know how far I can go.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I was like, "What can I not say?" He goes, "Don't say I wish you did it, or don't say I wish you were successful." I said, "Okay, can I say that you're a failure in life because you failed at it?" He's like, "Absolutely." You know what I mean? It's like you can't even do that successfully, you know. And basically, what it built up to was, in the end, I turned around and one of the girls from Madhouse was making a comeback that day was spearing me to take me out. My favorite part was he didn't tell his mom about this, and his mom was in the crowd.
Oh, well, she's always there. I've seen. Isn't she at every show? Isn't she at the door?
Yep,
all of them. Yeah.
Yep. Mama Monster is always there. She's always watching the show and cheering and booing everybody. She knows how I am in real life. A lot of people, and again, inside baseball, a lot of people at Real Pro think I'm really that character, the Scottish Nightmare. And that's because I was trained from the moment I step out of my car to the moment I get back in my car, I am him. You know, if there's a line going into the building and I can't walk straight in, I'll get behind you and just go, move. And it always, you know, jerks people and gets them out of the way, or I'll just shoulder tackle them as I'm going by. I've got my bag behind me, so if they're like, "Who the fuck?" Oh,
yeah. So okay,
you know?
my bad. You're working tonight. My bad.
And it's funny because I'm not the biggest guy. I'm not intimidating, but they see me acting like that outside of the show, and it creates that illusion. They don't know. That
well, yeah, because then when even if they don't know who you are, even if they don't know who you are, when you come out, they're like, "Oh, that's a dickhead that told me to get out of the way."
Exactly.
Fuck
and
you,
that's
man.
Why I do it.
Yeah, and then gives me a reason to fucking make fuck you.
Yep, I will yell at kids. Some of the stuff I've said there. So when our friends come out to see me wrestle for the first time, my wife has to warn them because she's like, "You're gonna see a side of him you've never seen before. It's not real. He only does this at the shows, and he's going to come after you." You know what I mean? Because she knows I'm targeting her. And I have gone at it back and forth at shows. It's great. Who needs therapy? Come to a show. We'll work it out.
So does that mean I'm special? That I'm the one that you're like, hey, you're the only cool guy here?
Pretty much.
It's like the warning before every haunted house.
Exactly. You and this one dude that wore a kilt one time are the only two people I've ever put over during an entrance or during my match.
He came out and he's like, poof, he's like, fuck you guys. And he looks at me and goes, you're awesome, man. I like you. And I'm like,
yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I almost want to be like, let's run with something. And now I'm just going to be like, I'm going to be your spy in the crowd. And I'm gonna now I can just help you by like dropping weapons or like, hey, here you go.
There you go.
Here's some powder, throw it in the face.
You toss it to me, bag's open, I get it in my face.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm all about making myself look like an idiot. That's my job as the heel, is to get the baby face over. I'm already over by default. It's easy to make somebody hate you. It's hard to make somebody like you.
Yeah, but you gotta win once in a while too, though. Like I know, but I'm just saying, like, there's got to be a balance. You've got the perfect balance, I think, because every time I've seen you, there's been matches I've thought you were gonna win and you didn't, and vice versa.
Yep. It took Real Pro a minute to kind of find where I was.
Well, and I think it's a nice balance of their booking that you don't see. Yeah. Like, you see the same faces, but they're not overdoing the same 3 or 4 faces, or...
Exactly.
Like, you're gonna see those surprise finishes. You're gonna get at least... You're gonna get some surprises at every show, and that's the biggest thing, is surprise. You can't have a show that just does what you expect it to do.
Yep,
If they're all great wrestlers, then yes, maybe. You know what I mean? Like, I guarantee you, we could all book a fucking show that would be 5-5-star matches, but they would never happen because they just would never work. They wouldn't actually work, if that makes sense.
No, I get it. Some people
those are
gel
some
really
other
well
things.
Together, and some people don't.
Those are some other things I do have planned for later. I actually have a good one in my head now because like I said, we got some blind rankings coming later. I think I might have a build your for $15. I'll work on that in my head, but I think I can come up with something. Another one to kind of add to that. But anyway, what I want to start with is, what's the moment you fell in love with? What moment made you fall in love with pro wrestling? Because there was a moment for me that I was like, this is fucking awesome.
Yep. So I was young, and I remember because it was Sunday, and All American Wrestling came on USA. My dad was watching it, whatever. You know, I was watching cartoons. My dad turned wrestling on, and I was like, I don't want to watch wrestling. I want to watch cartoons. You know, Dad's like, oh, it's just an hour. Sit with me. And of course, any kid at 5 years, 6, 7, whatever, you're like, no, cartoon. You know, blah blah. You're hard to sit still. He's like, no, watch it. And of course, it started out with Gorilla Monsoon and Bobby Heenan talking. I'm like, this is boring. And then they cut to one of the matches, and I'm like, oh, this is kind of cool. These are real people. And Dad's like, yeah, look what they're doing. And it's like, all right, that's neat. And then I saw Hulk Hogan, and I was hooked.
Understandable.
I saw Hogan's entrance. I couldn't tell you the match, but I saw Hogan's entrance, and he caught my eye. And my dad's like, look at this guy. And then when he ripped his shirt, I'm like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah. You're like, oh,
yeah. In the living room, I'm doing the poses with them, you know, at the end of the match, you know. And I'm like, oh, this is cool. And my dad's like, see? I'm like, yeah. But the moment that I realized I loved it and I could do it was when I saw Bret Hart. Bret Hart made his entrance, and I'm like, who's this guy?
Okay.
You know, he was smaller than Hogan, but he could wrestle. He was
a different type of wrestler. Yep. 100%.
Yep. And that's when I was like, I like him. I could probably do this when I get older. And that's essentially what it was. Every time, you know, as I was getting into the fandom, I'd always stop and watch Hogan. Of course, he mainly main evented. But the minute I would hear Bret's music, or if I would hear Heart Foundation music, you know, I would instantly stop and go watch the TV, you know, go right to it. And then once that match was done, if Hogan wasn't next, off I went to do my thing. And as I grew older, that just kind of spiraled and went with it. You know, I started watching more. I'd say by maybe 7 or 8, I'm full on, let's go, you know, just in it, you know what I mean? I remember watching Bret winning the title from Flair as a kid on a Coliseum home video release, and just going bonkers, you know. So and that's just what hooked me. And I was trying to think, the first WrestleMania that I saw live was WrestleMania 9. Not live like in person, but as it was actually happening.
Okay.
And I was all fired up because Mr. Fuji threw the Fuji salt at Bret, and that's how he lost the title. But Hogan came in to save the day. And then King of the Ring following that was in Baltimore, but I didn't get a chance to go, so that sucked. But that's when, you know, Hogan died, quote unquote died, you know, went to WCW and dropped the title. But that was when it really clicked, and then it just went from there. Even 42, I think? 42 years old, I still watch wrestling. If I can't find it, if I can't watch it live, I go watch the clips.
Oh yeah, me too.
I watch some indie wrestling. If somebody's live on Facebook, on TikTok, whatever, with their wrestling show, I'll watch it. And if it's one of the boys I know, I'll sit and I'll watch their match, and I'll participate in the
you gotta
in the chat or whatever. So, you know, gotta support the boys and everything. But that was the biggest thing, was Hogan got me hooked. Bret showed me that I could do it and sank my claws into it.
Okay, that's fair.
The year I graduated, a year before my brother, and then when he graduated, that next Tuesday, the Tuesday after he graduated, was when we went and signed up at Bone Breakers. It was June 4th, 2002 was when we signed up.
Yeah, so you're what? You said 42, right?
I think so, yeah.
83 you said, right?
Yeah, 83.
Okay, so you're 3 years older than me. So we were around the same era. That moment for me, it's gonna sound cheesy, but it really
was. Nails, wasn't it?
What?
It was Nails and Big Boss Man, wasn't it?
No, it was the Stone Cold 316 promo.
Oh, I remember that. There's nothing wrong with that.
And I don't even remember what year that was.
But I was a freshman, so that had to be 97, 96.
Okay, yeah. So I graduated 8th grade in 2000. I was the class of 2000. We were the 2000 class. We were a special class. Not really, but I was special, but in a different way. But I actually got to go to, like, I say it's that Stone Cold moment. Mm-hmm. But also at the same time, it was going to WrestleMania at the same time. So I went to WrestleMania 11. Mm-hmm. That was in what, 95?
I think so. Let me take a look. That was the one where
Bam Bam Bigelow,
Bam Bam and Lawrence Taylor.
Yeah, and Lawrence, and I guarantee you the only reason we went
95.
was because it was Lawrence Taylor, and my dad was the biggest Giants fan ever.
It's funny. I remember that because
I
it
love
was.
my dad for this because he said leading up to it for months. No, we're not going to WrestleMania. We're not going to WrestleMania.
That's how they always do it. It's like, nope,
Well,
nope,
no,
nope.
like,
Okay,
and my dad, like, when my dad says no, my dad means no.
Yeah, no.
I kept bugging him because I'm like, I gotta try. I gotta try for a little while.
You don't
but
really mean no.
my dad was very good at saying no and making me earn the yes. That my dad was very good at that. Like, he'll say no, but then, okay, well, now I'm gonna do it because you did this, you improved on this in school or whatever. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
he would give it to me when I earned it. He would make me earn it without telling me you got to earn it. Mm-hmm. So that's what I love about being like the kid I like growing up. I was like, I never felt bad because I earned that shit. My parents didn't just give me an iPad. I didn't ask for an iPad and get an iPad. I ended up having to work for it, whether it be doing shit around the house or whatever. Like, I always earned what I got, and that's something I'll always appreciate from taking it as a kid. But I think it was like going to WrestleMania and getting woken up and saying, hey, guess where we're going? And I wake up and I go, where? We gonna go watch football or something? Like, because at that age, I liked football. I liked football, but I didn't like I liked it, but I loved wrestling.
Right.
I'm a much bigger football fan now than when I was as a kid. Yeah. But as a kid, I became a Cowboys fan, and now I've just lived with mediocrity my whole life. But that's a whole nother story.
Remember when they were good in the 90s? Yeah, they were America's team. You had Emmett and Irvin and Aikman and all them.
But that was those were probably my two moments: going to WrestleMania, and we actually ran into a couple wrestlers at like a Wendy's or something, because where it was at the Hartford Civic Center at the time, and they had a big fucking mall, and there was like restaurants and shops and all this attached to the arena. Like, it was just basically two big buildings next to each, like, attached. Mm-hmm. And we spent the whole day just walking around, fucking shopping and doing all this other stuff. And I remember go get the food. My dad walks up to me like, get the fuck out of our face. Like, because at that time you had to be kayfabe. You couldn't. Yep. You can't do what you can do now and be like, hey, thanks for being a fan. Like,
yeah, exactly. Back then it was real. That curtain
back then it was like, yeah, exactly. Yep. Like, you're there. If you're around people, you are that character. Mm-hmm. So
that's how we were trained in Bone Breakers.
And I get that. Like, looking back at it, I'm not mad. But my dad's like, all right, man, my kid just wanted an autograph, you know? Right. Because I had recognized him. I didn't think like, oh, that's the bad guy. I shouldn't ask him for his autograph.
Right. You're like,
I just thought, oh, that guy's a wrestler. Like,
right.
Oh man, I got a funny story about that, or something similar to that. Going back to recognizing wrestlers in public. So one of the things that Bone Breakers, when you're training, Bone Breakers would throw birthday parties. Kids would come, they get cake, and they get like a Bone Breakers t-shirt, and they get in the ring and bounce around and stuff, and then they get a little display. So it's like, hey, here's how you hit the ropes, here's how you fall, here's how we hit the turnbuckles, kind of thing. And as you're training and you're getting ready to be on shows, you would do these birthday parties as getting used to working in front of a crowd. So I would always do the birthday parties when I was ready, because they were so fun. It was like your own little house show.
Yeah,
It was just so much fun, and we all were hanging out in the office, waiting to come out. And that's what we do. We would come out of the office, and then we would go back in the office like it was backstage and shit. So one of the kids was a big Hardys fan, and my trainer Danny goes, hey, you can do all that Hardy Boy shit, right? I'm like, yeah, y'all tell me to stop. I could do the flips and land on my feet and shit, you know what I mean? When they were giving me back body drops, I had to learn myself to stop landing on my feet, because it was second nature. I had to break that habit and land on my back. He's like, well, now's your time to show it. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm getting ribbed? And he's like, no, the birthday boy is a huge Hardy fan. Do you have any Hardy gear? And I was like, I have baggy pants and a Hardy Boys motocross jersey. And he's like, wear that. Okay. So we do the thing and backstage or whatever, and the bad guy comes out. I think I wrestled Pat that show. I don't remember. Genesis. But he's out there at Genesis. He's super tall dude, like up there, Kevin Nash style tall. And then we had the entrance music and everything like that. So he comes out to his entrance music. He's doing the heat. You know, when I beat this, whoever's coming out next, I'm gonna eat all your cake, steal your presents, take it home and play with your toys. You know, and then I'm gonna break them and give them back in your mailbox. You know, that's just the stupid shit you did.
Yeah, no, that's kind of fucking hilarious, though. I'm not gonna lie. That's actually pretty fucking funny.
Right. I know what's happening. I was like, okay, so I'm playing this Hardy character or whatever, just in the Hardy Boys gear. What I didn't know, which was happening next, and that is when like his opponent from Cameron, North Carolina, and the Hardy Boys before it kicked in, he said he is related to the Hardy Boys. He is related to Matt and Jeff, and the Hardy Boys music kicked in. And all of a sudden, I'm like, what the fuck are they doing? They're like, here is Chris Hardy, and I'm like, oh fuck, okay. So I come out the office, I'm fucking doing the Jeff Hardy gimmick, and they're buying it. Exactly. I'm going like this or whatever. I got the T-shirt hanging out my back pocket and stuff. Dude.
Oh my god, that's fucking great.
Line and sinker, like entrance. They 100% thought it was him.
That's so
we're doing
fucking
the match.
good.
We're doing this shit. At this point, Matt and Jeff had split up, so they weren't tagging. So I'm hitting the moves and shit like that. I'm doing one of my comebacks from Pat. I got him down. I go to the second rope to do Matt Hardy's leg drop, and if I can take my jersey off, and I threw it in the back away from them because I knew that I wasn't getting that shit back. That was expensive. So I threw it to the side, and instead of fucking doing the thing, I did that, and I was like, with the V1
you did what you did. You did the
like,
whatever. I don't know. My hands can't do it. I'm doing fucking wizard tricks over here. Throwing up gang signs.
Yep, leg drop, fucking the twist of fate. I missed a swanton earlier in the match, you know, and fucking hit him with the twist of fate, and I go off.
You gotta do the moves.
I hit the second time. The second time I did hit it, and I made sure to do it towards, or like I was going towards them from the buckle instead of my back towards them. But like we did a thing. It was a out of nowhere kind of thing. He was doing something or whatever. I think he went for a back body drop, and I just hooked him. Boom! Got him with the twist of fate. Then, you know, I go out the ropes. I'm on the apron. I'm like, Swanton! If I can get him, you know, go up there. Wow! Hit the Swanton. 1, 2, 3. Fucking Road Warrior pop. You know, I'm taking pictures with them, eating cake, whatever. The bad guy, hey, you know, I'm sorry, I was wrong. Accept this present from me, you know what I mean? The kid's like, all right, that's cool, and he opens it up, and that's the bone breaker stuff. That's how the bad guy gets a good guy again, you know?
Yeah.
So they bought it, taking pictures, everything. I'm on Clow back then, still a huge Hardy's fan, but back then it's woof, that was cool.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's pretty awesome.
So WWE's coming to town. Maybe a month or two after, 3 months after, I'm out there, hey, wrestling fans, flyering for the next MCW show, flyering for Bone Breakers, while everybody's sitting around. My friend Sean Cradle's there, flying with me. He was one of the commentators and ring announcers for MCW. I'm like, here you go. All of a sudden I hear, Chris? And I was like, huh? Like, is that Chris Hardy? And I went, oh, fuck.
No, that's fucking sick. That's actually sick. I'm not gonna lie, that's actually cool.
Yeah, I'm flying for the show at WWE. I think it was a SmackDown. So Jeff and Matt, they are there.
And they're like, who the fuck is this Chris Hardy guy?
Not yet. I don't know if they ever heard of it or not, or found out about it or not. But I'm flying, and they're like, is that Chris Hardy? And Sean's like, who the fuck is Chris Hardy? Looking at me, and I'm like, just go with it. I'll explain. Just go with it. I'm the cousin.
That's amazing.
He's like, what?
I love it.
And because Sean's been in it for a while, but he wasn't there for the birthday party. He hasn't heard the story yet. I was like, I'll explain later. Go with it. It was a birthday party thing. Just go with it. And he's like, okay. So, and then a kid, hey, are you Chris Hardy? I was like, hey, how's it going? Shh. And they're like, what? I'm like, can't know I'm here. I said, I'm out here flying for our next show. Please come check it out. You know what I mean? I'm giving them flyers. like, but keep it on the down low. Matt and Jeff are in there. They invited me to come, but I'm out here flyering. I don't want these people to know who I am. And then when I go backstage, they're like, oh, that's who it is. That's who it is, you know? So I'm like, it's got to be our secret. I'm like, we can take pictures and stuff, but, you know, don't, shh, you know, it'll be our secret. Like, oh, that's so cool. That's so cool. Yeah, let's get pictures.
Smart.
And of course, people see me take, hey, can we get a picture? And the kid's like, yeah, that's Matt Hardy's cousin. I'm like, you motherfucker. I'll take a picture. I'm signing autographs as Chris Hardy on like paper
That's
and
so
napkins.
amazing.
I've signed a Ravens jersey as Chris Hardy in the
Oh,
numbers.
that's
And I'm
so
like,
fucking good.
I'm like, you're gonna be so mad.
Wait, is there a football player named Chris Hardy?
No, but Ravens fans are stupid. So they see somebody famous. They see somebody they think is famous. All they have is a Raven jersey. Shit, sign my jersey.
Oh, there's the clip that's gonna make us go viral. No, but Ravens fans are dumbasses.
And that's why I'm a heel. Just, again, off the top of my head, but I mean, like, I'm sure other people do it, but like,
oh, that was fucking so good.
they didn't have anything, but they're wearing a Ravens jersey. And like, fuck, Chris Hart, he's a cousin of Matt and Jeff. Have him sign my numbers jersey. I don't have anything. Let me autograph it. So, you know, and as I'm doing it, I'm flying these shows, and Sean's going, this is unbelievable. This is fucking crazy. And he's got some flyers out, and I'm here. This is unbelievable. Can I get a Chris Hardy autograph? I'm like, fuck you, Sean. You know. It was great, and then finally all dust settles. I'm like, hey guys, I'm out of flyers. I gotta go run to my car real quick, and then I'm gonna scoot in through a different entrance. But thank you guys for coming out. It was so cool to see you all. I'm glad y'all remembered me. Make sure you cheer for the boys tonight. You know, we gotta represent. Let Matt and Jeff give them the love and what have you. Yeah, we got you. And as we're walking away, Sean's going, what the fuck was that? And I'm telling him the story, and he's like, that's amazing. Gets his phone out. Hey Danny, who was the one of the guys that ran Bone Breakers and was the booker of MCW. Hey Danny, you'll never guess what. And I was like, you piece of shit. And he goes, do you know Chris Hardy? And I can hear Dan laughing on his phone. Ah, yeah, what the fuck are you talking about? You know? And Sean's telling him what's going on. Danny's in tears laughing. He's like, stop, my chest hurts. I'm going to pass out. Stop. He's laughing his ass off about it. I'm on the floor in tears, you know, just dying. And he's like, this is the best thing ever. And then, of course, when I come back to wrestling training on Wednesday, they're like, oh, Chris Hardy's in the house. I'm like, fuck you guys. At that point, I was able to say stuff like that, you know, if I was still new in the business. I couldn't.
Yeah.
It was funny. One of my favorite stories of how that shit can bite you in the ass.
I need to grab a beverage. Funny. You two just go ahead and banter. I'm just going to grab a beverage, and I'll be right back.
Oh,
no
you
worries.
ran out of loose cannon. Oh, man.
What a jerk.
Yeah, this guy over here.
A true fan of loose cannon wouldn't run out of it. That's all I'm saying.
Exactly. So what I was trying to transition with him with the loose cannon was that was my cousin. Oh my God, you got me with Chris Harvey's cousin.
I thought
Harvey cousin. I'm sorry. That was my uncle's favorite beer before he passed away, and he had early onset Alzheimer's. Yeah. So when you sent me the picture of like loose cannon, sounds familiar. I still have the bottle that because I can't find it anywhere. So but yeah, I have a bottle that I had at his. Like I said, he had early onset Alzheimer's, so it's just kind of a matter of time. But yeah, so that reminded me of that. So I was just kind of like, oh damn, I haven't seen that since that day. So
yeah, no, my grandmother
somebody found it.
My grandmother had oh shit. We
spill it.
I didn't spill it. It foamed over. I didn't spill it. All right, there's a difference.
This guy.
That's alcohol boost.
Exactly.
I could drink it off the desk, but
they were based in the United Kingdom with loose cannon. I didn't know that.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I just happened to see where it could be found, and according to Brave, there in the United Kingdom, they have their own on-site tap room as well in Oxfordshire.
The Shire?